How is it going, guys? Time for today's market recap. It is 1:31 market time, as you can see. And what we're looking at is an order flow chart or a footprint chart. If you're unfamiliar with these, go to the home of the YouTube channel, and I have a quick video explaining how I have mine configured. They're very configurable. So these are mine. We're looking at transacted volume. Some people have them set up differently, so beware. As you can see from our first buy zone, it worked out very well. But zones are just zones and levels are just levels, as I always say, until the order flow confirms. I share all these levels that I'm looking at for free. It doesn't matter, right? You have to actually know how to execute off of these, and that's the biggest part of trading is your actual execution. So we're going to go over the makings of the daily plan. I'm going to show my trade. I did take this long. I'm now out. So we'll take a look at that. We'll take a look at the live market commentary I provided in the room, and I think that is it. So let's pull up the daily plan. Every single morning I come to my office and I look at what the overnight TPO or the overnight session has done through the TPO. What are TPO charts? Time price opportunity charts. They're also called market profile charts. Each one of these, letters that you're seeing, these are called market profiles. Let me just make this a little bit cleaner for us. And I understand that a lot of people find them intimidating. Before I was introduced and taught them, I thought the same. But they're really not. They're simple to learn, and once you do learn them, you just take a quick glance and you know what you're looking at. So you're looking at the tops, bottoms, what are the shapes of the profiles, where are points of control, where is value area low, value area high, and we're looking at things like, are we trading in balance, are we creating balance, are we trading out of balance, is there structure to clean in the market, right? This gives us an idea and a visual. It makes the market auction more palatable, if you will. So from there, I come over here, and I say all the time, this is by far my favorite time frame, since I am primarily a day trader. Well, I am a day trader. 99.99% of my trades are day trades, right? And with the 4 hour, we could find so many things. So what I do, I post these in the YouTube community tab as well as on StockTwits. So I'll annotate what I see here on the not the footprint, but the TPO. I'll send that in the room, and then I do the same thing with the 4 hour. Do we have trapped participants somewhere? Do we have, selling imbalances? Do we have sellers packed in somewhere? I said trapped participants. I said, do we maybe have gaps that, price hasn't really traded? We're unsure of what price likes to do there. Whole bunch of different things, passive buyers, sellers. If someone more aggressive, are they moving down on the tape, moving up on the tape? I call this the tape. I know some people call it time and sales tape. Some people call like level 2 or book map tape. To me, footprint, the actual reading of the orders as they come through is the tape. Some people call time and sales tape. I accept that as well, but to each their own. But when I say tape, I'm referring to this rather. So from there, I do the same exact thing, but now on the daily chart. And again, we're just looking at transacted volume. Do we have an offer in the market? Do we have a bid? Is one side aggressive, more passive? Are there trap participants somewhere? All of these things. And I kind of list them out over here. Right? So if you guys want, you could pause and read that. I feel like I go over this daily. So for the people who actually watch the videos every day, it might be a little repetitive. People asking, what are these charts? Again, these are footprint charts. I use Sierra charts. For footprint, they're the only thing that I've used, but I've used many trading softwares over the years, and I could say, hands down, by far, Sierra has been the best. But do your own research and see what you think, right? Same daily plan, right, as yesterday. All right. So my trade, this is not my final trade. This is where I entered, right? It was all one trade, but I exited at 40.10. I think I have a picture. Let me bring up the 30-minute and see if there's anything that we should take a look at. So in the room, over the past few days, I've been talking about this long opportunity that I wanted down here. I wanted the market to trade down because I have high conviction that we're going to trade back up, and obviously we're now over 40 points from my entry. My entry was at 67 and a quarter. Where should, okay. So I have this. We could look at the live market commentary I was giving in the room. So here at 9:38, right after open, I said a bid coming in at the lows, but there's no exhaustion. We could see here 6,000, almost 5,000 contracts being traded compared to the 27,000 contracts. That's not complete exhaustion. When we're trading, as you can see here, right above the zone, we have a bid right above the zone. That's what I want. Why would I want a bid above the zone and not in the zone? A lot of people are confused. It's because most participants are going to get stopped out. I want people to be buying above the zone, so when they get stopped out, it's into the zone. So patience here, 9:38, on the sidelines watching. So I said, let's see 92s, 94s, send it back down. At the same time, obviously, 9:38, and we can see right here, I think the high was either 94 or 94 and a tick, right? And what? Sends it back down. Now, these are trades one could take. It's not my type of trading, but again, it obviously worked. We saw this prior. We saw the tape. We're reading the flow, but again, it's just not my type of trade. Yeah, as you can see, I like GIFs. Once it was sent back down, I sent that, and what's next? So we're coming back down to this area, and what is this area relative to the daily footprint? This is this bid here. And so I said bid is growing at the lows, exactly what I want to see. But if you notice, you look at the bottom, nothing's changed. There's no exhaustion yet. I am patient. So 10:22, right before the close of initial balance. If you're unfamiliar with IB or initial balance, it's just the first hour of trading of the cash session. So I said at 10:22, I want the continuation of volume built here. I then close IB and then run the low of initial balance, right? What is running that low? That is stopping out this bid, right? See exhaustion finally, and then see the certain criteria that we look for in the room that I share with and teach in the actual footprint and the tape. So at 10:34, when that actually does happen, you can see we ran the lows. Another GIF, Jose Mourinho, and then the entry criteria comes. So again, this was a trade that I was my conviction was very high on this. I actually sized up on this trade, but full disclosure, I was only filled a third size. I had a few orders set out over here, and only the first one was filled. It is what it is. So at 5 points, as always, with over the past few months, volatility has kind of came down on most days, so I'm playing it a little bit safer. I used to do targets at 10 points, but again, now it's at 5 points. And as per my rules, really, if I get filled only or below half of my full intended size, I'm supposed to go off or go all out at my first target. But again, my conviction was super high on this. And I kind of broke a rule, but I kind of don't consider breaking a rule because of that conviction. So I took half of my position off at 5 points, half off at 15, and then I left the rest of my runners, which we can't see here. I'll get rid of this. Here's a 5-minute footprint chart of the entire trade, right? No trade, waiting, long 50%, 50%, and all out at 40-10. So it was 42, almost 43 points right there for my runners. So I wasn't the only one to take that. A trader in the room also attempted to, or not attempted, they did take it, and they went all out at 5 points. Here are, not my executions. I showed you the executions, but here's my actual, what's it called? Trade log, activity log. So as we could see, just one more thing before we wrap it up for today. I did try to get an ad. I said in the room I wasn't going to try an ad. I had a really good average. I wanted to just wait. But, you know, I'm not perfect. I, too, wanted to maximize gains. I like read get to me is what I'm saying. So, my original entry that was filled, where is it? Filled 67 and a quarter. My other two canceled, and those were my two targets. Where is that ad that I was trying? At 93. So you could see at 1242, I had a long put out for an ad, sorry. So let me fix this at 1242, which would have been in this candle. I wanted an ad at, what was it, 92, right? 93, I'm sorry. So obviously 93 has not traded yet, we could see, right? Waiting for this. Am I reading this right? 1 second, sorry. Okay, now I figured it out. I was reading, let me bring this back here. I was reading my canceled time, not the time that I created it. So 93, I created this order at 1207. So that, of course, let's drag this over, would have been here at 93. And I just missed the fill. I think it was 1 or 2 ticks. 2 ticks from that fill for an ad. It is what it is, right? You know, you're not going to hear me complaining, but I tried the ad, missed it, deleted the orders, and then just waited for 4010, which was my all-out target. And full disclosure, it was my initial plan to swing this trade, but like anyone else, I let greed get to me. I saw a P&L. I usually take off P&Ls. I don't even show executions on my charts because I don't want it to affect how I traded, but I succumbed to it. So, you know, full disclosure, I'm not perfect, but there is an edge in the approach that I use, right? Footprint, you know, reading the order flow live, TPO charts, market auction theory. If you're interested in this approach, if you see the value in it, you could go on my site. I'll leave a link in the description. And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next market recap.